Okay. So first off, like you guys seen in the group convo, that me and Lauren have decided to split our diamond Zooms, because for one thing, she felt like, because most of my coaches are talkative and have a lot of feedback, which in turn was keeping hers, I guess, more quiet. And so she wanted a lot of feedback and stuff. And we will still like do group stuff every once in a while, but we're just separating things for now. So with that said, today I wanted to go over something that I've learned from the entrepreneur leadership group. And hopefully you guys have watched the video that Raina has talked about, like the new GSR group or the new GSR email that she does instead of a group training. I don't know how you guys have been doing your new coach trainings, but I know, like I can have 10 people, 10 brand new coaches that say that they're ready to go get it and I'm all in and, ready to rock this business. And then maybe one or two will post everything. I mean, whether you have 10 people or one person or whatever, like it seems to fizzle out somewhere and you seem that lost connection. And what I've been noticing, and I didn't really pay attention to it until Raina said it, is that a lot of coaches, a lot of brand new coaches hold themselves back until they feel like they have all the information until they go forward. And I've seen that as a common theme for brand new coaches. And whether they're just diving head first or they're tippy-toeing in, they end up saying that, or feeling that they can't grow the business or not feeling comfortable to share the opportunity or talk about how the program is working for them or whatever until they know more details. Maybe it's fear that they don't know if they'll be able to answer questions when people come to them, or fear that they can't train their own team if they don't know all the answers or whatever. So when she talked about, did you guys watch that video?
Yeah.
Okay. So when she was talking about how she makes it into a video and she posts it in her welcome email, they have to come to her afterwards and she sends them her text or her email or her cell phone number. So you have to watch the entire video in order to get her cell phone number to say, hey, by the way, I watched this video. And me and Lauren were actually talking about this last week on our Success Club call, our Success Partner call. And first we were talking about like, well, that's an hour-long video. Like, who's going to sit there and want to watch an hour-long video? And then I was like, but if they're serious about this business, why wouldn't they want to watch that hour-long video? If they want to dive in head first and know everything that they need to know to move their business forward from that day forward, or from that day, why wouldn't they do it? And that's going to show you right out the gates who's serious about this and who's not. Now, what I've always held team-wide groups, like everybody in my downline could join my groups. But what I want to start doing is in October, I'm actually going to start implementing this GSR video. And what I was thinking of doing personally is doing a compilation video. So it's not just me telling everything that there is to know, I want it so everyone could use a video. So whether my diamonds want to team up with me and do this, or my diamonds, like you guys want to create your own video with your own team and do this, but have a compilation of different coaches where like, one person is really good at building relationships. She could talk about building relationships. Another person is really good at Success Club. Another is good at this. And, it makes everyone feel more confident. It makes everyone share a piece. It makes it more team oriented. And they get to see little tidbits of everyone because everyone learns differently from a different person. Does that make sense? And so I actually have made it on my to-do list to do tomorrow to watch her video. I think she said it's 53 minutes long, but I wanted to take little notes and stuff and see how she does it. I'm not sure if she does the whole video herself or if she does like what I was talking about, but I thought it would be a great way to use. And then your coaches can use it. Your brand new coaches can use it, and it shows a variety of other coaches, and your emeralds can use it. And then once they get diamond, they can create their own with their own team. So I want to know your guys' feedback on this. Like, what do you think? Carla?
I thought Stephanie was going to talk since she unmuted herself. I think it's a good idea. Like right now, I have a pre-recorded phone call that I send everybody. that goes over pretty much anything that I would tell every single coach on a GSR is in this call. But I've been thinking about doing something similar to Raina, and as well as maybe showing some screen sharing of navigating the back office, setting up websites and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like you could do it where like everyone's team seems to have like a combined struggle or a combined area where they need extra help or whatever. And a lot of it is back office. Like no one knows how to navigate the back office or whatever. And so like you said, if you can do a screen share in that video and be like, okay, this is where this is. And you could look at all your coaches here and the orders and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's a really great idea. To make it team specific, like to really focus on the areas where your team is successful or things where certain amount of your coaches have struggled with, like really focus on those points, I think would be a really good idea too.
Mm-hmm.
How long is your call that you send to your coaches?
I want to say it's like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. How has that worked for you and for them?
It's worked good. I haven't done a Coach Basics group in I don't even know how long. So part of this Getting Started Right call is that at the end, they're requested to fill out the About Me form and send it back to me to let me know that they've finished the call. So kind of like her sneaking her phone number in there, there's things tucked into the call that shows me to actually listen to it.
Awesome.
I've been doing Zoom GSR calls since the very beginning. I do basically all of that. I do a screen share. I just walk them through the first steps, like the basics. And then I tell them they have to, go through and find certain things and then email me those links that they found those certain things in the back office so they know where to find things that they're going to use over and over and over again. A lot of times I feel like, I think this is a great idea. I'm really excited about it. A lot of times I feel like my GSR calls have like this great sense of excitement and they fizzle out so fast right after that. And I do my Coach Basics a little differently. I have a file in my team page and I send everybody there first and then reference them back to the Misfit site. I don't run a Coach Basics, usually because I have only one or two people at a time. So I'm excited about doing something like this. I think that this is any way that we can, because my GSR calls are about 45 minutes long. And I love to do one-on-ones with my coaches, but when I feed them the information, they keep expecting me to feed them.
Right. Right.
And I'm trying to pull away from that. I'm trying to find ways to not feed them so much information. I want them to be great researchers.
Right. Exactly. And, one thing that I talked about, I don't remember if it was on last week's Zoom or the week before, but I said, as a leader, as a mentor, as an upline coach, we are only your help. We help you create the blueprint of the house that you want to build. And then it's up to you how big you want that house to be, but it's up to them. And I think that's really important. Like I wanted to, add that into the GSR call and be like, okay, I'm like right off the bat, I'm giving you everything that you need to know to be successful, but you will only get there if you actually do the work. If you implement everything you learn, you do what you need to do. And then like, I love communicating with my brand new coaches every week, getting on the phone call, getting on a Zoom with them. And I still to this day, I talk about their goals. I talk about their 30-day goals. The first phone call, I get on the phone with them. And so I thought that would be great after they hear the GSR video or call or whatever, get on the phone after they know how to do everything and anything that you need. Then they could be like, oh, well, shoot, I could do Success Club or I could hit Emerald. They could feel confident about it because they know everything. And then, following up every week and helping them create an action plan, get on the phone with them the first 4 weeks of them as a coach, help them stick to their goals, see where they're struggling, see where they need extra help, or, help congratulate them on their successes along the way. So what do you guys think that, I know Carla, you're doing a call right now, but if you were like, put yourself in a brand new coach's shoes, would you rather see one specific person doing the entire video? Would you want to see other leaders on the group? Or would you rather see a compilation of different, not even all diamonds? It could be brand new coach. It could be an emerald coach, a ruby coach, a star diamond coach, like different areas too. Like, what do you think that you would be more attracted to or more?
I think it would be great to have a compilation, because that just shows them what kind of, that we're a team and a family, and that it's, they've got all these coaches to look up to, not just, they don't feel like they're going to be bugging just you, that they can reach out to the whole group.
Right.
And on top of that, it also shows them that it doesn't matter what rank you are in this business, you can do it, right. Period.
Yep.
So you can be a part of something. You don't have to be a diamond leader in this business to be a part of something that's great. Right. You signed up, you're already a part of something that's great. It's what you choose to do with it that counts.
Right. I love it. Yep. Okay. So the second thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I've been working with a guy named Josh Coates. He does John Maxwell leadership training. He's part of the John Maxwell team. And he's actually coming as a guest speaker to the Seattle Super Saturday. Really awesome. So I started working with him last month, and we talked about, what your goals are. So what you want to do is create your list of goals that you want to achieve a year from now. And that will help set up your goals, what you need to achieve by the end of the year. And I know you both have awesome goals where you want to achieve, and you need to help your coaches achieve their goals in order for you to reach your goals. So one thing that I was talking to him about is, I want to help 5 more coaches go diamond by the end of the year. I have the names of who wants diamond, right? And so since these coaches have never been diamond before, and you guys can do this too, he suggested creating a think tank group. And what he meant by this is creating those leaders, those coaches, a separate group, and you not doing anything with your team without communicating with your think tank group. Like, I'm going to do this GSR video, and I want to know what you guys think about this. I'm going to do a team-wide training of this. What do you think about this? Get their input. So it's kind of like you're doing a combined, like a push to diamond, if you will, but you're giving them more power, more leadership role, more responsibility with the team-wide stuff. And so they're more comfortable, they're more confident. They feel like they have more say in things. And, I've been doing this for 2 weeks now. It's helped tremendously in their confidence with their own coaches, which I've seen. And it's, just by asking a couple questions, not even something really big when it comes to the team-wide stuff. But one thing, if you guys didn't see my post that I created last week, I put it in both my groups. Stephanie, I know you're only in my leaders group, but it just had 3 questions. I want to know where everyone is at in this business, what their goals are, how they're motivated, what their biggest struggles are. And the way I find this out is you simply ask. But when you ask a question to your team, you want to make sure that they know it's about them. Like he said, whenever you say, I want you guys to answer these questions, don't say, I want you guys to answer these questions because I want to know. Say, I want to help you reach your goals, and I want to create an action plan to help you strategically and specifically. But in order for me to do that, I need you to, hold on. I wrote it there. In here somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I take way too many notes in this notebook. But basically, talk about you more than me. And then the words or the questions were, where do you want to go long term? Like, what do your coaches want to achieve out of this business? Where do you struggle with the most? And I've made a list of where the struggles have been. You know, like a lot of people have struggles with building relationships or adding to their network or Instagram or, you know, whatever it is. And the most common struggle is, you know, usually the topic of the next week of the team Zoom that I do, which has helped too. And then the last is, how can I help you? What motivates you? Because as you both know, having multiple coaches on your team, everybody learns differently. Everyone is motivated differently. Not everybody likes incentives. Not everyone likes recognition. Not everyone thrives for that push. So you have to know what works best for them and what you can give them. Because if you're pushing someone that hates to be pushed, they're not going to go anywhere. If they're going to go anywhere, they're going to go backwards. So you need to know what is going to benefit them. And why you focus on these and you help your coaches reach their goals, you're going to genuinely and organically reach your own without even working towards your own. So like, you know, he asked me how I do my Zoom, my weekly calls or my weekly Zooms. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I come up with a topic and I talk about it. And he's like, well, how do you come up with a topic? And I'm like, well, you know, things I think that they're struggling with. He's like, that's your problem. I'm like, what do you mean that's my problem? The things you think they're struggling with. Have you asked them? I mean, sometimes I'll ask, or sometimes I'll see in like the post, like, oh, I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with that. And so that's what I'll talk about. But is that what they really need? So I was like, damn, I just got knocked down a peg or two. All you gotta do is ask. And when you find out where they're struggling and you start focusing on that topic, that's gonna help them in the long run. So what do you guys think about that?
I don't even know how to say this. Like, I feel like I find out where my coaches are struggling and I guess I'm struggling with my coaches not taking what I give them and using it. And, you know, they tell me they want it and they tell me, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, but then they don't do it.
Oh, girlfriend, that's a common struggle among everybody. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. Like, it's up to them. And Cindy's going to watch this video. Cindy Atkinson, I'm calling you out because she is a prime example. Until she was ready, and now look at her. The girl's a freaking boss. But until she was ready to do the work, she used it as a hobby. It was her hobby. She loved Beachbody. She loved the programs. Nick loved the programs and the company. But until she was actually ready, until she had that fire burning in her belly that she wanted Nick to come home from his job, it was just a hobby. But she had to want it. No matter how many times I tried to encourage her or give her the tips and advice or whatever, it was up to her. That's all we can do. And, you know, focus on the coaches that want to put in the work and show that they're putting in the work. And maybe all it takes is for them to create their vision or to go back to their why. Think about what it is that they wanted to sign up with Beachbody. Was it for their own health, for their own motivation, for their own accountability? Was it because they wanted to get out of debt? Was it for family? Was it for freedom? Some people need reminding of these. But even sometimes you throw that reminder in their face or you make them think about it and they're still not ready. But there's nothing that you can do to make them ready until they're ready.
I know. Sometimes I shake them.
You can try to shake them, see if that works.
Yep, I know. I understand. I'm dealing with a lot of the same things. You know, I've got coaches that are like, okay, I'm ready. I'm on board. I'm going to do this. What do I do? And I'm thinking to myself, that's the third time you've asked me in the last year. We have this like quarterly cycle with you, you know, and it's going to keep happening until you actually do the steps. Like you have to get up and shut off the excuses and just do it.
Right.
And the thing that I am struggling with as a coach to help my coaches is I don't know where to balance, because there are some coaches that I have that really want this. They're just taking forever to figure that out.
Right.
And then there are coaches that are hanging on thinking that this is going to happen for them and not doing anything. And then I've got coaches that are really starting to make an effort. So what I'm trying to find a balance to is those coaches that keep coming back to me saying, okay, I need help with this. I want help with that. How do I ferret out the ones that I really should be helping and the ones that I'm just hand holding? Like that's where I'm trying to figure out, am I just hand holding here, or am I really helping this person to get past their issues and move on and work their business? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you could differentiate. Damn it. I think you can tell the difference when you see who's actually doing the work. Like, and you can see by just looking at their social media, you can see who's actually putting in an effort. And, you know, you can message them and say, like, how's your personal conversations going? Or, you know, how about we go through your personal conversations and I could help you in that area too. But if you talk to someone about like, okay, let's do more than just selfies on social media. Let's do this. And they're not changing, you know, they're not listening to you. And then you're just hand holding because they're just wanting you in their back pocket for when they need you. But if you're actually seeing a difference in what they're doing or that they're actually working.
Because what's happening is that they're coming to me, I tell them what to do, they start doing it, and then they fall off the wagon. I don't hear from them for months. Then they come back to me. And so it's this vicious cycle with the same 4 people over and over. And when do I say, okay, enough is enough? Or do I just keep helping them because it's going to click someday because they really do want this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, to me, I feel like you guys, please, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, if you want something, you don't wait for someone to help you.
See, and I'm the same way.
Have you watched the Cut the Cord video?
No. No.
You should watch that.
Writing it down.
Cut the cord.
Cut the cord. Are you telling me something, Carla?
Yeah, it's in the Entrepreneur Academy.
Telling me I need to snip my apron strings here?
Might be a good idea.
I know
I've had a few people that have been in that same cycle, and there's still coaches on my team, but I've cut the cord, and it's going to be up to them to figure it out.
And the thing is, it's not that I'm like going to them. I don't. They come to me, and then I help them, and then, you know, they keep saying, I want this, and I want to be in your groups, and it's like, so I'm not seeking them out. I'm not asking them what, you know, I can do for them. So that's the other thing. It's like, and it's a lot of tough love. It's not like I'm like, oh, let me help you. I'm not that kind of coach.
Right.
I'm the kind that says, like on our team Zoom last night, when I had a coach say, well, I really just think that nobody wants what I have to offer. I said, well, have you offered anything?
Right. Have you asked?
Like, are you out there inviting? Well, I just don't know what to say. Well, go do your research and figure it out. Like, you have all the tools at your disposal. I can't give you anything else other than do it for you, and I'm not doing it for you.
Right. Right.
So Why do I attract people like this?
Me too.
You're going to attract both. You're going to attract both. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Can I stomp my foot and say I don't wanna?
You can. It doesn't mean it's going to change anything. I don't want to.
Apollo Weston. Don't yike this, Mom.
You know, maybe once, you know, we do that video and have that GSR, maybe just be like, go back to the video. Go back to the basic. Do what you need to do. You know how to get there. You know what to do. The ball's in your court, and I'm here to back you up. But you got to take the first step.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like telling them that blueprint. I'm just here to help you build the blueprint. You got to show me how big you want that house to be.
That's right.
All right. Well, my goal this week is to go, like I said, to go watch that Raina video and to see like the tips and stuff. And I'm going to really focus on what I think are the most important things. You know, like I'm going to obviously talk about branding and sharing your story and Success Club and Emerald and things like that. But yeah. And then so I have a question for you guys. Would you guys want to do your own, or would you want to be a part of the big one?
I don't know. I'm going to ask my team if they want to do one with me.
Okay.
And if I don't get any responses, then I'll be a part of the bigger one.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. Easy enough.
Tailgater.
All right, ladies. Awesome. Are you guys both coming to Super Saturday?
Yeah.
Carla, I swear to God, you better be there. I still have your prize from like 2 Super Saturdays ago.
What's my prize?
It was a P90X hat. So cool.
Ooh.
Oh no, P90 hat.
Okay.
Because you bought your the first ticket to Super Saturday.
And I didn't go. It was because of my phone update. It made it so that if your phone's on silent, your alarm won't go off.
Oh.
When in the past it did.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know about it until somebody ranted about it on Facebook.
Oh, nice. You can always count on Facebook for everything. All right, ladies. Well, thank you for hopping on today. We are going to continue doing this bi-weekly, so the next one will be in 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
So thank you, ladies, again.